Hello and welcome. This is Notibot Eng. Tonight, we bring you the latest developments in a complex and volatile world. The global stage is abuzz with tensions between major powers, from the G7's efforts to balance Russia-Ukraine and Iran wars, to a potential deal in the making between Iran and the United States. We'll also delve into the Ukraine-Russia conflict and the evolving landscape of European aviation safety. Our top stories will guide you through the latest twists and turns. So let's get started. The impact of the Iran war on European aviation safety. Let's dive in. As the global stage continues to grapple with escalating tensions in Eastern Europe and the Middle East, the G7 is set to address the issue. The G7 foreign ministers have convened in the French countryside for a two-day summit aimed at addressing the Russia-Ukraine and Iran wars. The meeting, which began on Thursday, is seen as a response to the escalating tensions in these regions. The summit is expected to focus on finding a balance between addressing these pressing issues and promoting global economic recovery. The U.S. Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, is set to arrive on Friday, bringing a more aggressive tone to the negotiations. Analysts predict that Rubio's message will be a clear call to action for the G7 to take a unified stance against Russia and Iran. The Russia-Ukraine conflict has been ongoing since 2014, with tensions escalating further in recent months. The conflict has had significant implications for global energy markets, trade, and security. Meanwhile, the Iran nuclear deal has been in a state of limbo since 2019, with tensions between Iran and the U.S. reaching a boiling point. The G7's efforts to address these conflicts are seen as a response to the growing concerns of the international community. The summit is also expected to focus on promoting global economic recovery, which has been impacted by the ongoing conflicts. The meeting is an opportunity for the G7 to demonstrate its commitment to addressing these pressing issues and finding a balance between security and economic recovery. The outcome of the summit will be closely watched by global leaders and analysts alike. Message about the U.S.'s agenda. Rubio's visit is seen as a significant moment in the summit, and his comments are likely to have a major impact on the discussions that follow. As tensions escalate, U.S. President Donald Trump is making a last-ditch effort to negotiate a deal with Iran, amid growing concerns of a potential ground invasion. U.S. President Donald Trump has said a deal with Iran could be reached soon, following a meeting with his national security advisor John Bolton. The comments come as tensions between the U.S. and Iran continue to escalate. Iran's Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif has warned that a U.S. ground invasion of the country would be catastrophic and would lead to widespread destruction and loss of life. The warning comes as the U.S. has been increasing its military presence in the region and has imposed new sanctions on Iran. The sanctions, which were imposed by the U.S. and its allies, have had a significant impact on Iran's economy and have led to widespread protests. The tensions between the U.S. and Iran have been building for months and have raised concerns about the potential for conflict in the region. The situation is complex and has been fueled by a number of factors, including the ongoing conflict in Syria and the dispute over Iran's nuclear program. The comments from Trump and Zarif have added to the tension, with Zarif saying that the U.S. was playing with fire and that any military action would be met with a strong response. The situation remains uncertain, and it is unclear what the outcome of any potential deal will be. The international community is watching the situation closely, and there is concern that any further escalation could have serious consequences. The national community is watching the situation closely, with many calling for a peaceful resolution. The U.S. and Iran must navigate these tensions carefully to avoid a catastrophic outcome. As tensions escalate in the Ukraine-Russia conflict, a high-stakes diplomatic push is underway in the Middle East, with President Zelensky seeking key defense deals. Ukraine is continuing its drone attacks on Russia, with the latest strike killing one person in the city of Taganrog and damaging several houses and industrial enterprises. The Ukrainian government has been using its advanced drone technology to target Russian military installations in an effort to weaken Moscow's military capabilities. The Ukrainian president, Volodymyr Zelensky, has been seeking support from allies in the Middle East to bolster his country's depleting budget to fund weapons production. During his unannounced visit to the region, Zelensky met with Jordan's King Abdullah and offered Kyiv's war-tested drone expertise in exchange for security partnerships and financial support. Zelensky stated that the Ukrainian drone technology is a game-changer in the region, and that without a unified system, it is impossible to set up full-fledged protection of people and critical infrastructure. He also emphasized that Ukraine's drone technology is not just a military asset, but also a tool for economic development and cooperation. The comments from German defense giant Rheinmetall CEO, Armin Papperger, have sparked controversy, with many critics accusing him of belittling the capabilities of Ukrainian drone manufacturers. Papperger was quoted as saying that Ukraine's drone technology could disrupt his industry, and compared major Ukrainian drone manufacturers to housewives making weapons in their kitchens. This comparison has sparked outrage among Ukrainian officials and pro-Russian groups, who claim that it is a sign of disrespect and a failure to recognize Ukraine's military capabilities. This incident highlights the ongoing tensions between Ukraine and Russia, as well as the growing importance of drone technology in modern warfare. The Ukrainian government's efforts to promote its drone technology as a key component of its national security strategy are likely to continue, with potential implications for the global arms industry. As the global aviation landscape faces a growing threat, European airlines are re-evaluating safety protocols in response to a disturbing trend of rogue drones. The escalating conflict in the Middle East is having a ripple effect on European aviation, with flight corridors becoming increasingly congested and the risk of rogue drones posing a significant threat to safety. According to the European Union Aviation Safety Agency, ESA, the growing tensions in the region are creating an environment in which hybrid warfare risks are heightened. The situation has been exacerbated by the introduction of advanced drones capable of evading traditional air defense systems. These drones, often used by militant groups, have been spotted in recent weeks in the Middle East and have already caused disruptions to air traffic. The fact that these drones can be used to attack aircraft highlights the need for European aviation regulators to rethink safety protocols. Florian Guillermet, executive director of the ESA, has expressed concerns that the current system is not equipped to deal with the increasing threat posed by drones. It's clear that concentrating traffic on certain routes, the availability of the airspace for air traffic control, the fact that traffic can use routes which are not so usual, can generate safety risks, he said. The comments are a stark warning to airlines and air traffic controllers, who must now consider the potential risks of rogue drones in their daily operations. With tensions in the Middle East continuing to escalate, it's only a matter of time before the situation boils over, putting thousands of lives at risk. Also calling on governments to provide greater support to address the issue, which is seen as a growing threat to aviation safety. As the world continues to grapple with the escalating tensions in the Middle East, we shift our focus to a familiar yet pressing concern. The Strait of Hormuz, a crucial waterway for global oil trade, remains partially closed 30 days into the Iran-US conflict. This partial closure has sparked a surge in oil prices, affecting businesses and citizens worldwide. The incident occurred on September 17th when Iranian forces seized a British tanker, the Liberian-flagged MV Sky Carrier, and another ship, the US-flagged SS Fertala, near the Strait of Hormuz. The US later responded by seizing Iranian oil tankers, and the UK and Saudi Arabia followed suit. The situation escalated further when Iran launched a missile attack on US military personnel and equipment at a Saudi airbase. The US retaliated with a drone strike that killed top Iranian commander Qasem Soleimani, leading to a massive escalation of tensions between the two nations. Iran vowed to retaliate for the killing, but so far, it has not carried out any major attacks on US targets. The conflict has significant implications for the global economy. As the world's largest oil importer, the US is heavily reliant on oil imports, and the Strait of Hormuz is a vital choke point for these shipments. With the strait partially closed, oil prices have risen, affecting businesses and consumers worldwide. The war has also disrupted global energy markets, leading to concerns about a potential oil shortage. Experts warn that the conflict could have far-reaching consequences for the global economy and the world's energy security. It will last, and what the long-term consequences will be. As tensions in the region continue to simmer, another major player has emerged in Ukraine's efforts to bolster its military capabilities, with significant implications worldwide. Ukraine has signed a deal with Saudi Arabia to share its drone defense expertise and technology, in a move that could strengthen the protection of lives in both countries. The agreement was announced by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who said that Saudi Arabia was facing similar threats from Iran that Ukraine had been resisting for over 4 years from Russia. According to Zelensky, the defense deal lays the foundation for future contracts, technological cooperation, and investment. He also discussed reports of Russia's assistance to Iran's regime, as well as developments in the fuel market and energy cooperation. The Ukrainian president emphasized the importance of sharing expertise and systems, particularly in integrating drone technology with other air defense systems. He highlighted Ukraine's experience in using drones and its desire to strengthen its defenses against the ongoing Russian invasion. In exchange for sharing its expertise, Ukraine is seeking assistance from Saudi Arabia in defending against Russian-backed drones. Zelensky expressed a desire for Middle Eastern states to provide Ukraine with air defense missiles, which it currently lacks. The deal marks a significant development in Ukraine's efforts to bolster its defenses and could also have implications for regional security. With tensions between Ukraine and Russia remaining high, the agreement highlights the potential for cooperation with other countries in the Middle East. As Ukraine and Saudi Arabia move forward with this partnership, it remains to be seen how it will shape the dynamics of the region. But it is clear that it has significant implications for the security of the region. That's all for today's news recap. Thank you for watching. I'm your name, and we'll be back with more updates soon. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for the latest news and analysis. Stay informed, stay vigilant. We'll be here to bring you the facts, no matter what's happening around the world. Until next time, good night.